and the principles of law, which we know is God. And our spiritual presence and participation in our service this morning, we actually create a higher state of consciousness. We rise above the negative energy that we may have experienced during the week, and we manifest love. We know love is synonymous to God, the most powerful, most gentle force in the universe. We have a fantastic message for you. And now we'll open with meditation.
Good morning. If you would, please gently close your eyes and join me in the morning meditation. Just take in a few deep belly breaths. Observe the natural rhythm and flow of your breath, making note of how this little life force nourishes and sustains through your body, waking and sleeping life. Though you may consciously guide your breath in a particular direction, it does not require any effort to perform this task. Take a few moments now to pay closer attention to it, perhaps giving thanks for its presence. Though we do not often grant it much attention, the breath is a steady anchor that is always available to us to help us settle into the peace and space that we're in. Do take a few moments now to simply observe the space you're in and the breath as it nourishes every cell of your body. Inhale, allowing the stomach to expand completely. And exhale, allowing the abdomen to soften, all the muscles of the body to be released. If you've woken this morning with any feelings of heaviness or worry, or of uneasiness about this day and what it will bring, you can softly detach mentally from the sensation of noting its presence in the body. Detaching does not require us to suppress or deny. Instead, it is a way of shifting our relationship to whatever we are experiencing. So beginning with the toes, gently scan your way up through each and every muscle group, witnessing if there's any tightness, any heaviness, or any tingling that may be present there and perhaps associated with your mental and emotional state. If you feel calm at the peace already, continue to witness this harmonious state you're in, focusing on the steady rhythm of your breath as you enjoy these moments of serenity and stillness ahead for the day's activities. Making your way up toward the head, tune into the muscles around the eyes, the eyebrows, and the forehead, seeing if you can soften this area even further. As you do so, notice if the breath or rest of the body changes in any way. Notice too if there's a shift in the state of your mind. Hold your entire body in the conscious awareness now, breathing into each cell of the body as you rest here with nothing to do and nothing to accomplish. Sink into the pure bliss of simply being here. The beauty of morning meditation is that it sets the stage for the rest of the day, granting us the opportunity to harness the energy we wish to experience as we move into the world. So I invite you to take a few moments to tune into the heart space as we explore our deepest yearnings. Drawing your attention to the chest, witness the heart opening and softening with each full breath. On each inhalation, the chest expands. On each exhalation, it softens, freeing up the stagnant, fearful, or tense energy that may be lingering. Continue to breathe through the heart space, seeing if you can correct with what the space represents to you. The heart is the center of our being, the meeting place of earthly and spiritual energies. As such, it represents balance, harmony, and wholeness. When we operate in the world from the heart of who we are, we feel a great sense of alignment with everything around us. As each and every day opens us up to the unknown, moving from the heart space helps us to embody a greater sense of inner peace. Trusting the heart and allowing it to be our guide helps us to surf whatever waves come our way with grace. So tune into the breath now as it moves through the heart, seeing if you can sense the peaceful rhythm of its continual comings and goings. Peace is not only inherited in stillness, it is a quality we can find beneath the surface of moving energies as well. With that notion in the heart and mind, see if you can find a sense of inner peace alongside this subtle movement of the air into and out of the lungs. Whether you feel sure or unsure what the day will bring, there's always an element of uncertainty in life. We can become aware to some degree of what might happen, but we always come up against situations, opportunities, and challenges that we could not have predicted. As we surrender our need to control or to know exactly what will happen, we find a greater ability to flow with life as it unfolds, and inner confidence begins to unveil itself. So take a few more deep breaths. As you gently guide your breath into the belly, any residue of stress within the body or mind begins to fall away. This deep belly breathing activates the body's relaxation response, or the rest of digest system. When the body is at ease, we're in a better position to take on whatever the day brings. So take a few moments of silence now to sink even further into this deepened breath. You might sense a lightness washing over you, or an expanded presence that wasn't there upon waking. From this place of lightness and presence, tune back into the heart as you check in with what your most authentic self yearns, embodies today. It might be a continued sense of inner peace. It might be confidence. It might be compassion. It might be radiance. Whatever it is, ensure that it's aligned with the peaceful presence you are moving into right now. And take a few moments to silently whisper your intention to yourself. Frame it in the present tense rather than the future tense. Envision that you already embody this virtue you yearn for. Now gently draw your hands to your heart, placing them one on top of the other over the center of your chest as you silently repeat these words. Peace begins with me.
Peace begins with
Peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. And when you're ready, gently flutter your eyes open and bring them gently movement into your body. As you move into this unfolding day, remember that the peaceful place you have cultivated within you. And at any moment you can return to this place, mindful awareness of the breath and through the stillness that lives within you. And so it is.
Now we are certainly in a peaceful place. That was just beautiful. Thank you, Nelda. Now, if you would all join with me in giving our vision and mission statement, if you would all stand, and we'll read together. Our mission statement: CSL West Georgia is a joyful global community where everyone belongs. Through our unique spiritual teachings, we provide a safe environment to experience compassionate living. In our Declaration of Principles, I believe there is one creative intelligence operating throughout the universe. I believe my purpose is to allow this divine mind to express in, as, and through me. I know that this divine presence is a power for good, which responds to my conscious use to create a life filled with health, love, peace, and success in all things. I use it now, and I rejoice in it, and so it is.
And remain standing. We're going to sing our usual morning song. And you can sing along with me because I don't have anybody up here to help me today. Take a little love and pass it on. Take a little love and pass it on. And before you know it, the world is gonna show it. Take a little love and pass it on. Take a little joy and pass it on. Take a little joy and pass it on. And before you know it, the world is gonna show it. Take a little joy and pass it on. Peace. Take a little peace and pass it on. Take a little peace and pass it on. And before you know it, the world is gonna show it. Take a little peace and pass it on. How about a smile? Take a little smile and pass it on. Take a little smile and pass it on. And before you know it, the world is gonna show it. Take a little smile and pass it on. Now hug. Take a little hug and pass it on. I love this part. Take a little hug and pass it on. And before you know it, the world is gonna show it. Take a little hug and pass it on. Hug some more. Take a little hug and pass it on. Take a little hug and pass it on. And before you know it, the world is gonna show it. Take a little hug and pass it on. Let's hug some more. Take a little hug and pass it on. Take a little hug and pass it on. And before you know it, the world is gonna show it. Take a little hug and pass it on. I got a hug. Take a little hug and pass it on. Take a little hug and pass it on. And before you know it, the world is gonna show it. Take a little hug and pass it on. Take a little love and pass it on. Take a little love and pass it on. And before you know it, the world is gonna show it. Take a little love and pass it on. That was fun.
That was fun. It's always fun.
I have to get my hugs later.
Oh,
Thank you.
my goodness. We gotta hug our girl. Well, good morning, everyone. How was Turkey Day? Everybody ate tons and tons and tons. We actually had a whole turkey for the first time, and guess what? Not much is left. And my daughter's making chicken tetrazzini with what's left, so we'll be good. Well, this morning we have a special reader this morning. There he is.
There he is.
It's our birthday boy. Come on, sweetie.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Good morning, everyone.
A little higher, don't you? They thought you were short. You're not short. I know. I think he grew a foot since he was here last time. There you go. Is that better?
Yes. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Today's treatment is about thankfulness. God is in me and I am in God. Today I treat the gifts that God gives me by being thankful. I am thankful for being me and for all my friends and family. I am thankful for the beautiful world, which I love. I am thankful for every day, all day. And so it is.
All done? All done?
Now, that is a very tough act to follow. But we do have an adult reader today.
But first, it's also Gloria's birthday.
Yes,
Happy
everybody. Oh, I was going to wait till she was up here and surprise her.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gloria. Happy birthday to
That was great. Okay. I'm reading from Creative Visualization by Shakti Gawain.
you.
All right. Things that we perceive to be solid and separate are in reality just various forms of our essential energy, which is common to all. We are all one, even in a literal physical sense. The energy is vibrating at different rates of speed and thus has different qualities. from finer to denser. Thought is a relatively fine, light form of energy, and therefore very quick and easy to change. Matter is relatively dense, compact energy, and therefore slower to move and change. Within matter, there is great variation as well. Living flesh is relatively fine, changes quickly, and is easily affected by many things. A rock is a much denser form, slower to change, and more difficult to affect. Yet even rock is eventually changed and affected by the fine light energy of water, for example. All forms of energy are interrelated and can affect one another. One law of energy is this: energy of a certain quality or vibration tends to attract energy of a similar quality and vibration. Thoughts and feelings have their own magnetic energy that attracts energy of a similar nature. We can see this principle at work, for instance, when we accidentally run into someone we've just been thinking of, or happen to pick up a book that contains exactly the perfect information we need at that moment. Thought is a quick, light, mobile form of energy. It manifests instantaneously, unlike the denser forms such as matter. When we create something, we always create it first in thought and then in form. A thought or idea always precedes manifestation. I think I'll make dinner is the idea that precedes creation of a meal. I want a new dress precedes going and buying one. I need a job precedes finding one, and so on. An artist first has to have the idea or inspiration, then creates a painting. A builder first a design and then builds a house. The idea is like a blueprint. It creates an image of the form, which then magnetizes and guides the physical energy to flow into that form and eventually manifests it on the physical plane. The same principle holds true even if we do not take direct physical action to manifest our ideas. Simply having an idea or thought, holding it in your mind, is an energy that will tend to attract and create that form on a material plane. If you constantly think of illness, you may eventually become ill. If you believe yourself to be beautiful, you become so. Unconscious ideas and feelings held inside of us operate in the same way. That's it, man.
I've got a really easy song this morning. It's by Karen Drucker. It's called There Is Only Love. And I picked it because it's easy, because I want you all to sing with me. Okay? I'm missing my Connie and my Rachel. In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see. Now this is your part. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, then I go inside and quiet my mind. I can hear spirits say, now sing Sing it with me. There is only love. There is only love. Let's sing that part again. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. Very good, everybody.
Well, we have a speaker this morning that doesn't really need any introduction, I don't think. However, she deserves an introduction. We are very proud of her. We love her, even more than we are proud of her. I don't know. I think they're all intermixed. Dorothea Gates, West Georgia, is our president of our entire body of people in our church. She's been Marcia's media operation team person. They interchange, so she carries lots of hats. She's been a part of this teaching for CSL for 19 years. Paul Gagne was the former minister of Spiritual Living Center of Dallas, and he's been her teacher. She's a 10-year veteran, ta-da, of the U.S. Navy, y'all. Woohoo! She's a former member of Toastmasters, and she's been leading individuals through challenging personal experiences as a life coach, a public speaker, and an author, and we have her book, and cards. And I don't know if y'all have seen her cards. They are really fun. Y'all got to try them. They're called Insight Without Change is Meaningless. The book Creating Love and Healing the Broken Heart with Forgiveness and Bonus Prosperity Meditations. She's the author of 17 wisdom card decks. The cards are on display over on our table, and they can be purchased after the service. Dorothea has a weekly blog talk radio show called Insight Without Change is Meaningless, Conversations with Clairvoyant Dorothea, and she truly is. And it's featured every Monday at 8 p.m. And we have the privilege of having her with us in person today, Miss Dorothea.
Grab your book. Oh, okay. Before I start.
A foreboding of things to come, greatness to come.
Okay. Is that in the way, Marcia? Okay. Good morning. It's good to see everyone. A member of our congregation is no longer with us. She has moved. Kathy has moved to Maryland, and she sends her love, and she dearly misses you guys. And she should be watching. And we're going to miss her. I am definitely going to miss her. A pastor's wife was expecting a baby. So he stood up before the congregation and he asked for a raise. After much discussion, they passed a rule that whenever the pastor's family expanded, so would his paycheck. After 6 children, this started to get expensive and the congregation decided to hold another meeting to discuss the pastor's expanding salary. A great deal of yelling and inner bickering ensued as to how much the pastor's additional children were costing the church and how much more it would potentially cost if he keeps expanding. After listening to them for a while, the pastor rose from his chair and he spoke. Children are a gift from God, and we will take as many gifts as God gives us. Silence all over the congregation. But in the back of the pew was a little old lady who stood up and fell back down, and she stood up again, and she struggled to get these words out. And finally she said in her frail voice, "Rain is also a gift from God. But when we get too much of it, we wear our rubber boots and our raincoats." The entire congregation said, "Amen." This morning, I asked Spirit, what should I talk about this morning? And I asked Ernest, what should I talk about? And this was so much easier when I had glasses. But Ernest said, there is no such thing as your mind, as my mind, as her mind. Ernest said, it's all God's mind. It's just one mind. Mind, which lives in you, lives in me. We think consciously of this mind and this spirit as the same. It's only one mind, no other mind. Anything that's going on is limitless because it's only one mind. Knowing and belief is a powerful duo. Whether it relates to health, finance, employment, marital happiness, or any other situation that we deal with in life, it's imperative that you turn away from the false and concentrate on the correct belief. Whether a healing is gradual or instantaneous, it depends entirely on the speed with which you can substitute the new viewpoint for the old viewpoint. And so it is. It is done unto you as you believe. As you believe. As refers to quality or quantity. It means the way we believe. When we have conviction of the power, it outweighs the fear. It outweighs the fear of the condition, AKA the problem. But the quality and the quantity of the belief is satisfactory, and the healing begins to occur. Now, this can happen in a twinkling of an eye. There are instantaneous healings. These instantaneous healings happen with expectancy. If you expect, it can happen. If you have another thought, you cancel out the expectancy. You cannot cancel out. You have to expect, know, believe. Now, I paraphrased all of this from the Basic Principles of the Science of Mind course book. Frederick Bales wrote the book, and we've been studying it, and we enjoyed it. And this remarkable book has changed my life in many ways. But chapter 11 was most effective because of healing. When we started chapter 11, I have been suffering from a severe ingrown toenail. Now, earlier this year, you might have noticed that I had toe surgery. Now, some people say procedure, but it was knives and a lot of things involved. It was surgery. And I had my toes, nails removed. And so that I can get back into regular shoes. Everything went fine, and they grew back. Toenails grow back. But that pain came back, which was unusual. It wasn't supposed to. It was very painful, and I had to make the decision to go back to the podiatrist. I was thinking that the whole time we were coming to church for chapter 11. That was in my mind. But when we got to chapter 11, and it talked about there's only one mind, there's only one healing, there's nothing else. You can have instantaneous results. And in my mind, I was saying, yes, I am feeling good. I'm feeling great. And as we started talking and we just enjoyed the chapter and we dissected the chapter, I was healing. I was healing. I did not realize I was healing for 2 days. 2 days later, I didn't have, till this day, I don't have any pain. But 2 days later, I realized I was supposed to go to the doctor, but I don't have any pain. That was the most remarkable experience I had. This whole book, The Basic Principles by Frederick Bales, it really changed my life. It really changed my life in many ways. It awakened everything Ernest Holmes has said. And I am so grateful, Anissa, so grateful for this. I was reading Ernest Holmes' chapter on health after I had that remarkable discovery, and it filled my soul. And I knew that there were more people in the world that got instantaneous healings. I want to tell you a story about a little boy named Noah Wall. The parents of a boy born with only 2% of his brain have spoken out about their son's extraordinary development. Noah Wall from Cumbria, England, was diagnosed with spina bifida. In his mother's womb, Shelley Wall, she got that diagnosis. The birth defect causes the structure from which the baby's brain and spinal cord forms to not come close together. This can cause harm, and the baby's nerves and spinal cord could lead to disabilities. Speaking on British TV, a television program called Good Morning Britain, Shelley and her husband, Rob Wall, spoke how their, at this time, 6-year-old son has since functioned and has grown back 80% of his brain. During Shelley's pregnancy, doctors warned the family their son would be paralyzed from the chest down, could be born with abnormalities, according to the doctors. It was feared that his spina bifida was so severe it would not be possible to close the gap. In the womb, a cyst on his brain destroyed the organ, leaving behind a small segment of his head. Noah was born on March 6, 2012, via C-section because his head had grown so large due to the hydrocephalus, a condition which cerebrospinal fluid builds in the brain and causes the pressure in the skull. After his birth, surgeons performed a double operation where they closed up an opening in his back and placed a shunt inside his head to drain life-threatening fluid from his brain. His father, Rob, told Good Morning Britain, "It was very emotive and emotional. Some people say you can't grow a brain. Some say his brain was there, all squashed up. So when he had his shunt fitted, it gone back to where it should be. But if his brain was so squashed up, he should have been so severely disabled emotionally and mentally. Now he is able to sit up without assistance as well as kneel on all fours." Good Morning Britain broadcaster reported. The young boy now hopes he will one day be able to walk and even surf, says his father. Noah is doing amazingly well. Now, the doctors urged, now 10-year-old Noah Wall was left in awe. The doctors are left in awe that his brain grew back. The doctors are left in awe. Noah Wall from Cumbria was born with just 2% of his brain. No hope in the doctor's eyes of him having a normal life whatsoever. For this reason, his parents, Shelley and Rob Wall, were asked repeatedly if they would like to terminate the pregnancy. On every doctor's appointment, would you like to terminate this pregnancy? The doctors wanted to keep them from having pain and keep them from being discouraged. But because we are older, said Shelley, we were older parents. We know our mind. We know our mind. We know our mind. and we're positive people. So we wanted to give Noah a chance. We wanted to love him on his way in and love him on his way out. Incredibly, Noah has defied all the odds. He grew back his brain, reaching 80%. You may think this is remarkable, but Ernest Holmes knew that this can happen. Frederick Bales and all the greats knew that this can happen. Marcia will put up a picture. Oh, okay, of his size of his. Well, you saw that. He has exceeded every expectation. When I tell you love can heal if you turn away from the problem. You just turn away from the problem, no concern, and go on doing what you know is best. It's not there. The problem is not there because it's only one mind. It's only one mind. His mom has an Instagram account for him and has been sharing updates till this day on how wonderful he is doing. Love heals once you turn away. Who has the courage to turn away from what the doctors are saying? I, being placed in that position, I don't know if I would have said the bravery of the walls. I don't know. I would trust the doctors, but I was a little younger than them. Older, wiser, maybe, but they are positive people. That's what they said. We're positive. Your loved ones may be going through difficulties. Turn away from the problem. See only love. See the one mind, the one spirit that's circulating in and through our world and through our bodies. Oh, this story was very touching. It touched my heart deeply. Doctors predict all the time. And the doctors predicted he wouldn't live long. The doctors predicted that he was out of here before he was 1 year old, or if he would live to be 1. And he's going to be 11. Despite all the predictions, when you choose love and you understand the power of the Holy Spirit, the power of God, the power of the one mind, there's no difficulty in your life, but you have to embrace it. Intellectually, we all know this, intellectually, but we have to live it, embrace it. Let me tell you why Dr. Bales changed my life with the science of mind philosophy. Now, Ernest Holmes always had me, but I was not familiar with Frederick Bales piggybacking on Ernest's work. The central core of the science of mind teaching is that there is a power within every human being, constantly available, that can lift his or her life to higher levels. From illness, defeat, frustration, into health, mastery, and success, I had instantaneous healing. Right at the place where life seems hard is the power to make it easy. Right in the middle of the deepest discouragement, in the place where hope springs eternal. He has a decision to make, which is you. What is your decision? Immediately make that decision and stand by it. Life is always for us, never against us. We are against ourselves unknowingly. Unknowingly. Humans were never intended to live a beaten, discouraged, or ill life. He was made for the very best of health and happiness. We were made for the very best of health and happiness. Life is a mirror. Life is a mirror. It can reflect only that which is placed in front of it. If we want peace in the world, in the nation, we have to reflect it by pressing down our rage and anxiety and hatred and envy and jealousy and criticism, pressing it down into nothingness. Healing comes by recognition of the fact that the power that built the body did not immediately lose all interest. The power that built the body, wow, did not lose interest. That's why we're supposed to have these ageless bodies. Sensitiveness and self-pity are signs of emotional immaturity. The slave of self-pity is all men most miserable, because men and women need never take more than a few steps beyond their front door to find someone giving him or her a look or a word that confirms their false belief. And I know you've been to the grocery store, and I know you heard everybody talk about every illness, and they got cheerleaders confirming that. It's a false belief, and it makes it seem like the world is against you. Love is the one great irresistible force in the universe which sweeps away seemingly every obstacle and brings health, happiness, and prosperity to every single soul, which opens itself up to the flow. This is not just rhetoric, but I know it sounds like it, but it's not. It is real. It's not just rhetoric. When we give thanks for what we do not have, we are giving substance to things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. When we give thanks for the family member that needs the most love, because they are the most difficult and they need the most love. So you ask yourself, what is this person teaching me, and what am I supposed to learn? Because they're showing up for you. You have to give thanks. Humans within the physical body for a number of years, but God is in the body. God is never dying. There's always eternity stamped with an immortal life that has no beginning and it has no end. No wall has left an indelible print on my life. If you can grow back a brain, you can forgive, and you can grow back your love. You can grow back your love for any person who dare take it away from you. And I would like to end this with a prayer. All there is one mind, one power, one source, one God. I am connected to this all-powerful expression. This day, my soul is caught up in the assurance that the infinite is close at hand, radiant, and supreme beauty. The beauty of wholeness. It is infinite healing presence closer to me, closer to you than our breath. It is formless, nameless, beyond description or explanation, yet never beyond my personal experience. It is all and all. Its wholeness is so complete that it blots out all lack and all experience of anything less than the whole. There is nothing that can stand before it, oppose it, or block it out. It throws clear light upon the path, and it fills me with serenity, tranquility, and peace. Easily, effortlessly, I surrender myself this day to this power, that which is all over and all within all. I release these words into the universe because they will not return void, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was beautiful.
You're welcome.
Thank you. A year ago yesterday, I made my second trip to Egypt, and it was a life-changing experience for me. I first went in November of 21, and it was a spiritual journey for me because I believe in reincarnation, and I'd had a session with Kevin Wickerson, who is Shirley MacLaine's psychic, and he told me 3 lifetimes that I had lived in Egypt. And, you know, I thought, well, this will be fun. I want to see the Great Pyramid. But, well, it was life-changing for me. My husband had just been showing signs of early-stage dementia, and I just wanted to run. I wanted to run as far away from that disease as I possibly could. And when I came back, I had this incredible love for him and this desire to really, really care for him and be there for him. And Egypt did that for me. So I did a music video while I was there, and I'd like to share it with you this morning. As I travel around the world, I see reflections of me. A sacred thread runs through humanity. Mothers love their children, all are seeking grace, no matter their religion or their race. Why talk of differences? Let's breathe our common air. Why are we greedy when we know there's enough to share? We must remember we are one world, just a blue ball spinning in the vast universe. Take a look, it's a small world. Stop tearing it apart. It's time to start to heal. As we focus on ourselves, we see that we can be a source of hope for all humanity. We all want the same things, love, life, and family. I know your heart can join with me. We've waited long enough to make a new reality. Why talk of differences? Let's breathe our common air. Why are we greedy when we know there's enough to share? We must remember we are one world, just a blue ball spinning in the vast universe. Take a look, it's a small world. Stop fighting wars, open up our doors and live in peace. Stop fighting wars, open up our doors to live in peace.
Oh, yeah, that might help. I think we get yours away. We're gonna have to get fixed, so we can just stand here. This Mr. Fixer. I know. Please.
Well, aren't we all ready to join Cynthia and head to Egypt? Woohoo! That's your second trip, so.
Yeah.
And we were very fortunate to have been able to share that. Thank you, Cynthia. That was just beautiful. The song is beautiful.
Thank you.
And now, are we all ready for conscious giving?
Mm-hmm.
I have to adjust my glasses. Money is a spiritual activity. Spiritual giving is an opportunity to express our gratitude and open our consciousness to receive greater abundance. It is a practice of participating in the circulation of universal good. We have 3 ways to give here at CSL West Georgia. You can put cash or check in the envelope found in your bulletin. You can donate electronically with your phone by using the information found on the back of your bulletin. This information is also being placed in the chat window for our online viewers. You can also donate online using your personal Breeze account. If you donate online, either using your phone or your Breeze account, please put an online giving card in the collection plate to acknowledge your contribution. If you did not want to pick one up at the door, you can get one from the usher. Now, as one consciousness for prosperity, let us say together, freely I give with a feeling of abundance, knowing that my gift blesses others and myself as well.
No? I'll just play it. Okay. I recorded this song so I could take it easy over here. Well, okay.
Freely I give, freely I give, giving from my heart and from my soul. Freely I give, and the gifts come back to me tenfold. You can sing it with me. Lovingly I give, lovingly I give, giving from my heart and from my soul. Giving from my heart and from my soul.
And together we say, I am grateful for the divine givingness circulating abundantly through my life, our community, and our world. In announcements for today, talk about guest speakers. Next week, next Sunday is really kind of starts our holiday season off to a great start with Dawn Scotland's going to kick it off for us. So yay. We want to check with her and see how Lois is doing also. Make sure we keep Lois in our prayers. And Thursday night, Dorothea just spoke eloquently about how fabulous the last several weeks of being together meant to her and to all of us. This coming Thursday night, we're kicking off a whole brand new study group. This is the book that we're going to be using. Okay, it's called It Is About You. So we're going to learn to live fully and live free through the creative power of our thoughts. So this is going to be wonderful. So y'all make sure you join us on Thursday evenings. You can do it online. I do it because I don't drive at night. So we're all going to be together. Right, Dorothea, Ronnie, everybody? Yes. Absolutely. So see you all Thursday evening, 7:30 to 9. And come here and be together here in person. Something I wanted to also kind of talk about before I get into the rest of this is yesterday, we were talking about being grateful. Yesterday, I showed up at 10 in the morning and Dax was here and he had his truck pulled up. Out here in the lobby, there was boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes and more boxes and more stuff and more boxes. And he's still bringing it in. I'm like, oh my goodness, I had a box. So let's be grateful for all the help that we had yesterday. Ronnie, and where's Carol? And Carol, there you are. They came and set up our new book display, y'all. Yep. Ta-da! We are now offering you all the wonderful opportunity to be able to share all kinds of wonderful things from Ernest Holmes and from the Center for Spiritual Living. Dorothea and I had the opportunity to find books through our center, and we chose some that we believe you all will really, really enjoy. So please, when we're finished, come take a look. We've tagged them all with the pricing, and Ronnie made a list of everything so you can see it. And these are just one of each one of the books that are available. So if you want to purchase them, you let Ronnie know, Dorothea know, let me know, any of us, and we'll be happy to sell you a book because they're an investment for our church, for your soul, and they're going to make us a little bit of money. So yay. Yay. So please take a look and enjoy. Also, I want to tell you a little bit about my little display. We were talking about not knowing about how things do come up without us. I know it's a thought we put out there. Well, my thoughts were about a month ago, I started thinking about what I was going to do for a display. And last week, ta-da, this one, I mean, the music, were we rocking last week, y'all? I mean, it was a fabulous, fabulous musical
Well, we're going to rock some more.
Yes, it was fantastic. And I'd already thought about how music plays a part of our lives here and in our whole lives, and about the holidays and Christmas and how we all sing hymns and do all that. So I started to kind of put this all together. And I was selecting music. I went to the Library of Congress, looking up old hymns, doing all kinds of stuff. And then I got it all together, printed all my music out, did all my stuff, and then I thought, And what did Ernest Holmes have to say about Christmas? Well, in 1926, I went back in the archives and I found this. This is from Science of Mind, December 1926, and this is what Ernest Holmes wrote. Christmas Day, peace on earth, goodwill to men. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Heaven is harmony. And harmony is many tones in unison. One note is not harmony, and one alone would not be heaven. The one manifests in the many, and the many recognizing the one in all. This was the teaching of him whose birth we celebrate today. As we harmonize with all mankind, the great chord of the angel anthem peals forth its message of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Every expression of love in thought, word, or deed expands both the personal and the collective consciousness. Thus, Christmas, by emphasizing love, glorifies the world we live on. May love surround and glorify all gifts and words of cheer this Christmas. This was from the daily readings by Ernest Holmes, Science of Mind magazine, December of 1929. Wow. So that's interesting because that whole thing manifested from something I didn't even know existed, but obviously I did. And speaking of manifesting, ta-da, we have a Christmas tree.
I think we need to applaud all our workers that came and did all this.
Everybody, when we had fun. I ran out of flowers. But no, Dax to the rescue.
Well, we will get you some more.
But do you love our tree, y'all? We've been talking about a tree since we opened the doors. And we kept saying, we're going to get a tree. We'll have a tree, right, Deborah? Going to manifest that tree, going to manifest that tree. Well, not only did we manifest the tree, but holy cow, ta-da! So thank you so much, Dax. Appreciate it. All right, now that I have run my mouth with all of that, affirmative prayer treatments. We have our wonderful Dorothea. Shauna Kay is not here today, but Shauna Kay is our practitioner. So if there's anybody that needs to have some help and some encouragement, please come and see Dorothea or Shauna Kay. Books, we talked about the books. We all know about the books are here, our social media. We'd love for you to continue with us on our social media platforms. Be sure you like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. All right? Yay for us. So those are all our announcements, I think, for the day. No. Oh, wait. I see a candle burning. I see a cake coming forth.
Nothing as fabulous as Mr. Dax.
No, we won't go there.
This is the proper say happy birthday. Come get your candle.
Come get your candle.
Yes. And let's begin. Happy birthday.
Okay. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, dear Gloria and Damu. Happy birthday to you. Blow out your candles. And come and get cake.
Beautiful.
And you got sung to twice. You can't beat that.
We won't ask Gloria what her birthday number is, but because we know we have
35.
one that's turning 8.
Where's our Christmas program?
Pardon me?
Are we going to announce our Christmas program yet?
Thank you.
I'll be quiet then.
All right, everyone, our closing affirmation. If you'd all please stand and read with me, and then we'll all join hands for our closing, singing the peace song together. We go forth today knowing that we are God's blessing in the world. Only good comes from us. Only good comes to us. And so it is.